welcome to another episode of Along the River. I'm Alex Herzog, the host, and with me today I've got Mark Brislin and Rob Walker, and we're going to be talking about a really cool event that's going to be coming up here at Arrowhead Recreation Center. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because I want them to talk about it. Rob, Mark, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you here. So what's going on? What do we got coming up?
Eastern States Cup racing in Claremont, New Hampshire. So probably not a lot of people that doesn't ring a bell. Nobody's heard of that before, but it's a big enduro mountain bike race.
Okay. So what enduro mountain bike? What does that look like?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Sure. There's a lot of different disciplines of racing, in anything, cars or whatever. Bicycles. There's cross country racing. There's downhill racing. Those things are hard disciplines that are separate from each other. This is a combination of almost all the skills that you would obtain mountain biking.
Okay.
Thrown into one day. It takes the fitness to climb a mountain like Arrowhead here in Claremont. You got to do this one 6 times from the flagpole to the bottom in a day, and then you race.
So they ride their bikes up there?
They ride their bikes, get themselves to the top. There's no assistance on this one. This is a tough one. And then they race timed downhills, 6 stages. So the uphill section is not timed, but it's definitely a battle of attrition for those riders.
Sure.
And then the terrain that we have here is unique in the fact that it is very demanding. We have some pretty technical riding, which tests those handling skills of those riders. So just showing up fit doesn't secure you a spot.
So you've had to have done this before. Are these professional racers, or they're like aspiring professional?
So this is a discipline that a lot of people are gravitating towards because after they build a certain skill level, they don't want to just focus on one thing. Maybe I want to be the most well-rounded mountain biker. This is a place to showcase that. So there are different classes in this series. So we'll have professional racers here from all over. We're going to have amateurs in different age groups, and we're going to have kids racing here at Arrowhead. So every age group, and I wouldn't say that there's a novice or a beginner or somebody that hasn't touched a mountain bike before, but there's some newer riders that'll be showing.
So is this kind of a qualification also for another race, or are there ways to build up to different races?
So the Eastern States Cup hosts races all over New England, the East Coast. This is a qualifying event to move on to the bigger show. So there are world enduros that happen internationally. Eastern States Cup is well known enough. They put on great events, and if you race and do well, you can qualify in a point series to move on to go to Europe or another country to race.
And I think I read somewhere some of the racers, you can win some monies.
Yeah, I think the purse for this one is somewhere around $2,000 in the pro class.
Gotcha. So in first, second, third, and then
it splits.
You said it's like 6 races, so they come down, have to go back up, and then so it's timed events.
Timed events. So each time you step into a stage or one of the trails, the minute you pass through, you're wearing a device or your bike's wearing a device. It scans it. Time starts. When you cross the finish line at the bottom, the time finishes, and then you're pedaling back to the top of Arrowhead.
So have you ever competed in these?
Yeah.
You have, okay.
Yep. Yeah, this is, I love this.
So you've done that. So were you the person that got it to come to Arrowhead? How did this wind up here?
I think that triggered, obviously, without Mark, this wouldn't have happened, and in the Parks and Rec department and the vision. But I think through the reputation that this hill built over time, racers from all over the Northeast were visiting Claremont. Which is surprising to a lot of people, but the terrain here, I knew what we had. I've been building trails here in the greater Claremont area for more than 15 years, in other parks and here, and just trying to care for them and keep them going, and the word spread, and it became bigger and bigger that people were coming here until that rumor got out. And so I was approached by Eastern States Cup and said, "Where's Claremont? Is this real?" And we want to see more.
Right, because I went on the website to go look at all the cities, and it's all international cities, France, Germany, Switzerland. I'm like, holy cow, how did we get selected for that?
So you go ahead.
And there's always been mountain biking at Arrowhead, and I think the last official race was close to 10 years ago, Rob, is that?
Yeah.
And there's always been trails up there, and there's always been group rides, but when you talk mountain biking to most people in Claremont, they say Moody Park.
Yeah.
Right.
But what Rob and his group of volunteers have done over the last 6 months is develop this this trail network that people are coming from, all over the Northeast and beyond to ride this terrain that's very unique to Arrowhead, and this is what these riders are looking for, the challenge in the terrain, which is exciting for the city of Claremont.
Well, I think there's some really great things happen here. This is going to be excellent for the city in many ways, but you couldn't have pulled this off by yourself. So you got it here, you got the incubator going.
Sure.
You got volunteers helping you?
Yeah, fewer than most people think, but there's a handful of people, and I definitely want to mention those folks that have really, there's countless hours into just this event.
Right.
Over the years, it's been one or two people really volunteering and maintaining the trails. We're passionate about it. It worked well that way. I run the bike shop here in town. My hours allow me to get my kids to school and have a little bit of time between that and opening the shop to put into a tree fell on this trail and stuff like that. This effort, we have a young man that graduated. He's worked at the bike shop before. His name's Will Jarzma. He's from Cornish. He's an absolute champion to this event and what he's done on this hill since March. And a professional trail builder out of Vermont offered him a job in the middle of all this, and he wanted to see this through. It's more than I was paying him. I'm glad he stayed. He did it for the community. He's invested here, and he just wanted to see this get done. And so Will is like a huge resource of what he's given the hill as far as this race and the trails. We have people from other communities. Connor Rowan is out there all the time. He's from Ascutney. The view from his house is Ascutney Mountain, where there's incredible mountain biking. The terrain draws him over here. So he's been on this hill for a long time. There's a list of other people that have put in time in, including a volunteer from a professional trail company that's worked in Moody Park. One of their guys is so happy with the terrain here, he gave us a month of volunteer time building on the trails to help us get finished.
So we're clear, we're our viewers here. If I get a new mountain bike and I got a helmet, should I even venture and try these? What are we looking at? Is like skiing, moderate, to more?
So they're definitely advanced trails.
Okay.
And the one unique thing about Claremont, as opposed to a lot of other places with mountain bike trails, people travel all over for different experiences. We have that room, that ability to advance as a rider in one town. So we've got trails in Moody Park that can cater to the beginner and novice rider to build skill sets, to become a better rider. By the time they're getting to Arrowhead, they've mastered everything that Moody has to offer. And so there's that potential for growth within the same zip code. It's awesome.
Oh, well, I think some of the work that you've been involved with Moody Park and how many trails that have been built up, you also put that out there for, as you're building those, you're not only using it for mountain biking, but for cross-country skiing and snowshoeing, all those wonderful activities.
Winter fat biking,
Yeah. So that's been really great, and I know that network has grown quite a bit, that thing. But definitely more technical at Arrowhead, you're saying.
For sure. Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, it's all geography. Like this is all, the way that the land is. It demands a hard trail.
Yeah, I get that. So
Yeah.
August 22nd, right, is the date of the event, and
Yes.
21st they're coming in for practice. Do you still need volunteers if people are interested in helping?
We've got a great base right now.
Okay.
I think we've got a pretty good network at the moment.
We do, but I think we will also need help with some things that just not on the hill, but we'll need some help parking cars and.
Can they check in with Arrowhead, Chuck over there, or if they want to help in the community, or how do they do that?
So if they want to help out or volunteer, they can contact either Rob at the bike shop or me at the Parks and Rec department.
Okay.
They can look us up on our website and just email me or give us a call at the community center, and we'll be happy.
But if I don't want to volunteer, can I watch it?
Absolutely.
So you got spectators available?
Yeah, we're going to have some sections kind of highlighted for
great.
spectators. Obviously, they're all going to be coming down these hills pretty fast, so I don't want people crossing trails.
Right.
So we're going to try to designate safe locations.
And
for people
how much
to
are tickets for that?
They are absolutely free.
So free. So our community can come watch these great races, and I'm assuming it's mostly people from the East Coast, or do we have any world travelers coming?
I think we do. I saw a story on Instagram of a racer that's coming across from Canada. I think George commented there's folks coming from overseas too, right?
Yeah, and even now, if people are coming, they're pre-writing the course, they're checking things out, they're looking at all the work that Rob and the volunteers did. Right now, mainly probably from around the Northeast.
Yeah.
But you had a visitor from
British Columbia that was hitting the bike parks that were on his checklist in New England. He wanted to make this trip for a couple of years, and this came up on a YouTube video. And he
Wow.
made the stop here. We bumped into him, and it was pretty exciting to hear what he had to say about what we're doing.
So this seems like a big thing for our city. It looks like we're going to get a lot of people here. I've read somewhere up to 300, did you say, folks coming to race that day, or?
So right now, we just got word today that we're sold out.
Completely.
And that's a little over 300 racers.
Wow.
Yeah, just over 300. Yep.
So what are the benefits of having a big race like that for the city? What does that do for us in Claremont?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great economic development, you know, to bring people into the city. You know, they'll be here, they'll be eating restaurants. And just after this race too, at the hype that people are going to want to come and ride, you know, ride this park and ride the trails that were created. You know, we have some bloggers and some YouTubers that have been up there, and that's just been getting the word out and pushing it.
Sure.
And when people come in, you know, they'll spend their money in the community, and you know.
No, it's
and
great
they're
for
here for the night
economic
or the
development. A
weekend.
lot of
Yeah.
other cities in New Hampshire focus on that as their big prime tax revenue, and I think
Right.
this is a great way to bring outside dollars in. So congratulations to you gentlemen for making sure that gets here.
Yeah.
Let's
I
see
don't
what we
think
can
it's
do
a-
if we can keep it.
I don't think it's even going to be a one-day thing. I think it's going to reoccur. People are going to come back.
That's fantastic. Well, especially if they get experience here and they want practice, right?
Right,
They'll come back
exactly.
and try it again.
One of the eye-openers we had was that there was a World Cup race,
Right.
and a young man called me and his dad, and it was early spring, a few years ago, can we come up and ride Arrowhead? Are the trails ready yet?
Wow.
Wow, he's about to go to Angora or somewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I'm following this kid's career, and he's looking to come here. Maybe for the quiet, private
Perhaps
track.
for the diversity of the
right?
track, maybe it's a little
And,
different.
But that's when the light bulb went off, and I was like, wow.
Do we have other areas near us that also provide, you said Ascutney earlier, but I
Yeah.
was just wondering if there's other great trails in the area.
There's so much mountain biking in our area. So many great trail networks that get taken care of by different groups. Cornishtown Forest, Cornish, New Hampshire has some of the best trails around. Obviously, we know Moody and Arrowhead. Ascutney Trails is just a hop over the river. They have over 30 miles of single track. Plainfield, New Hampshire has a great network. Most people refer to it as French's Ledges. And all of these things offer a little bit of, they complement what we have so that that rider can be in our area and maybe grow, you know, as a rider, develop skills, get a different taste for different terrain or different trail builders' designs.
Any plans for clinics or workshops for people that may want to get into it?
I've already been, there's a women's group from the Upper Valley called Glow, and they are working their way through different trails this season, and their pinnacle of their season is an ender at Arrowhead. They're reaching out to grab the lodge and have a little celebration after the girls conquer the terrain here on the hill. So events like that are going to be happening, and I think I can foresee definite events happening around maybe getting people into this terrain that want to, clinics, coaching, stuff like that.
And even mountain biking as a whole. Last year at Moody, we did the spooky ride around Halloween time, and I think we're looking to do that again, which, you know, isn't a race. It isn't competitive. It's getting, you know, kids and families out on the bikes together and, and having a good time. And we're looking to put you on the spot. We're looking to do that again, right?
Yeah, I think we're going to do that.
I know, I'm very happy for one of my scouts, Bryce Weymouth, put together a really nice, for a Scout Eagle project, that trail map out there, and I think John Lambert helped with that. Thanks, John, to make that happen. So that's always some good additions. And I know he's put some more up out there, some more trail maps, I think, right?
And it's amazing on how many, when you're in the park, and how many people you see sitting there looking, especially newcomers to the park, on, you know, where they are and how to get to that trail from where they are. So that's, you know, we're very thankful for that project and you and your troops for putting that together, and Bryce.
Well, I think that's one of those things that even I pull up and I'll take a quick picture just to go, okay, so now I have it on my camera and I can take a look where I'm at, even when we do some walking in the trails and try to do some cross-country skiing out there. But I haven't biked him out there, so that's one of the things I got to do. So
I think John's building a kiosk for Arrowhead also.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
so
Yes.
he's helping out once again. Yeah.
busy hands, right?
Yep.
On it. So Sunday, August 22nd is our event. It's 8 a.m. You said start time to 4.
Yep.
Spectators are free. They could come out and check it out if they want. Volunteers to reach either of you at the Cycle Depot or at the Parks and Rec.
Yep.
So Mark, they'll be reaching out if they're interested, and I know that there may be some interested in helping out with that. So,
Awesome.
well, thanks again. This is going to be great for our community. Anything I didn't cover that we need to talk about?
I think we got it.
Are you racing that day?
I am going to race, yeah.
Wow, what number?
I don't have a plate yet.
Okay.
I don't even know what class I'm going to be in. I told George to surprise me. So I'm just going to drop in, and I want so badly just to be mixed in on this one and see how people are reacting to the terrain that I helped put together. I don't know if I can get my head wrapped around being competitive for this one.
Well,
Well, you should have an inside edge. I mean,
Right, I maybe should, but I think there's some big guns coming out, some fast racers in my category that are going to come out hard at this one. And I mostly just want to see what, when you create something, it's going to be wonderful to see
Sure,
people using it firsthand, not just down at the finish line. I kind of want to be out there bumping elbows.
well, best of luck to you in the race.
Thanks.
We'll be rooting for you.
Yeah,
Rob.
thanks.
I have Rob Walker with me today and Mark Brislin. Rob is the manager at the Claremont Cycle Depot, and Mark is our Director of Recs and Park. So thanks again for all you did. Again, Arrowhead Recreation Center, Sunday, August 22nd, 8 to 4. Lots of out-of-town guests will be here, but you're welcome to come and be a spectator. I'm Alex Herzog. This is another episode of Along the River at the Sugar River Valley Regional Technical Center. Thanks again to CCTV for hosting us here. Thank you. See you around town.
Not that we just get,
Yeah, we